works with local international organizations that include researchers, fishermen, tour operations, citizen scientists, anyone who's devoted to conserve and protect marine wildlife. Ricky is currently the Director of Operations for Centro de Rescate, a rescue center located in La Paz, Baja California Sur, Mexico. And it's the only marine mammal rescue and rehabilitation center in Mexico. And the program is devoted to the rescue, rehabilitation, and release of stranded, injured, sick, and entangled marine wildlife. And the program is uniquely situated to aid both the Pacific coast of Baja California, the Gulf of California, and all of Mexico. So without further ado, please welcome Ricky Rebollado.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much for hosting this and then for let us share part of our mission right here in La Paz. And I would like to share with you some slides, some footage, some presentation about our job in the rescue center in Mexico. So I'm not sure if I'm sharing right now the screen. So
no.
Not right now. Okay.
It doesn't come through. So
okay.
share screen at the bottom in the green. There you go. Yes. Yes.
Perfect. Okay. So yes, I'm the director of the rescue center in Mexico. Basically, today I'm going to talking about who we are. So the rescue center in Mexico, it's working under the umbrella of our father organization, which is Mueso de la Ballena, who's been in Baja California for more than 20 years in some education programs and working with the community. Also, part of our activities are under basically coordinated by Profepa, which is the federal authority and the only ones in charge of the strandings and also the protective wildlife in Mexico. Just before we start with all of this talk, I want to share with everyone where we are located. Our headquarters right here in this area. We're called La Paz, Baja California Sur, Mexico, almost on the tip of Baja California Sur, the peninsula of Baja California. As you see, we have water in both sides of the state. We have thousands and thousands of kilometers, and we have so many wildlife to attend. It's been called this Gulf of California, the aquarium of the world by Jacques Cousteau. So 80% of the marine mammals of Mexico and 25 to 40% of the marine mammals of the world. So basically, we call this a high productive area. So if we're going out in the ocean, we are going to end up with a lot, and we're going to end up seeing a lot of species, which is great. But today I'm going to talking about our facility. Our facility, we have indoor and outdoor rehabilitation areas. We also have some very small office and an auditorium. We use this auditorium for lectures and workshops. We train a lot of teams in Baja California, and we also receive kids from every school. We try to receive kids from every school and from primary school, elementary school, all the way to the university. We are very lucky because this facility is located inside of the University of Baja California Sur. We call this WAPS. And we are basically working shoulder to shoulder with the fisheries. So one of my main concerns is ghost nets, and also our interaction with the oceans. So this is great for us because we are able to talk to the new students, try to design a new kind of alternative gear for fishing, something less aggressive for marine mammals or for wildlife in general. So Universidad Autónoma de Baja California Sur, WAPS, is well known around the world because some of the laboratories of marine mammals laboratories, they have a lot of prestige, are people very important here in La Paz and also in this university. So we are very glad and lucky to have these facilities. I really like to thank National Marine Mammal Foundation, Doctora Cynthia Smith, Lorenzo Rojas, because after we finished the first some phase of the Vaquita CPR project, we were able to use some of the equipment, the one we used during that project, and then is this facility. What we see right here is a tent. It's a nice tent, and we use this nice equipment for attend marine mammals. Basically, is it's 30 meters by 60 meters, and we are able to install right in there, as you see, some soft pools with salt water, and then in this system we have air conditioning. We have air HEPA air filter system, which is fantastic for our animals every time when we try to rehabilitate some animal. As you see in the floor, this is a kind of a rubber liner. So basically with that one, we try to minimize the vibration of the equipment, which is fantastic for our marine mammals, the ones they end up on the hospital. So we also have this fantastic life support system. Basically, why we need this if we have water right next door? With this life support system, we are able to filter all the water, pass the water through the UV lamps to the ozone system, and also we are able to manage the temperature of the water, so that providing us the best of the best for our patients. And this is the Pinniped Rehabilitation area. So if you see the Pinniped area, it's basically, it looks exactly the same like another rescue centers along the coastline. We are able to picking up elephant seals, sea lions, or harbor seals. So if we need that, when we receive the animals, we are able to put some small swimming pools there for them. But basically, as soon as we're receiving them, we keep them in the dry areas. So keeping them in the dry areas, that giving us the opportunity to picking up samples and monitor them well and attend them if is necessary. I'm gonna touch base very quick about, because we are gonna talking about the strandings. So some people on the audience are experts on all of this. I don't need to repeat about the stranding, but some of the audience, just to catch up, what's an stranding? Okay, so basically right here, we like to just, and stranding is, they are marine mammals who end up in the coastline in bad conditions, or animals who arrive also dead. So those two kind of cases, we need to take care of them. We need to picking up samples. If the animals are alive, we need to take them to a rescue center and try to take care of them during the period as need. This is nothing new. This is nothing new. Nobody invents the strandings. This is being with us since the beginning of the history. So, but now we have technology. Right now we use technology. I'm super nervous talking with the screen. See all of you right there on the little screens, but we have this, we are able to communicate with the planet, with the world through the screens. So right now, we feel like the stranding increase, are more reports, are more eyes in the water, more boats in the water, more technology, millennials with cameras ready to report to us, and then this is something what we like to share them. This is nothing new, but we need to teach our generations about what's going on here. And also, we never stop talking about the pollution and about our compromise as a society, our compromise with the ocean, so to avoid this kind of cases. So what happened in Mexico? So we're talking a little bit about legislation right now. What happened in Mexico? What's the law in Mexico? So years ago, I remember some friends tell me then, what's going on in Mexico? There is a law, there is authorities, who's taking care of these cases? No, well, let you know, Mexico, the country, we have 17 states, 11 on the Pacific side, 6 on the Gulf of Mexico. And then in both coastlines, we have a lot of marine mammals. So, and then Mexico, the government, Mexican government creates some protocol to attend all of these strandings. And the protocol came out in 2014. And it's a lot of legislation. When we read that, we end up saying like, okay, I don't want to touch this animal because I can end up in jail. Okay, so we knock door with the authorities and say, well, let us work with you. We know you have the best intentions, but it's a lot of work. So we know a little bit about this. We know about animal care. Let us work with you. And they let us work. So when we came here to La Paz, we found a lot of organizations. They've been working here for years, a lot of years. So basically, this is the way how we work in Mexico. Depending on the state or the city, we work with Profepa. And then, for example, right here, the organization Mares, they create a network, Red de Varamientos, and then they include a lot of organizations, like, for example, Raven. This is the, this organization is only for well disentanglement. Okay, so if we end up with a well and with an entangled well, so we call the authorities and we call Raven, and for us, part of them, we go and attend this disentanglement. For strandings, so we call Profepa, Mares, and other organizations. So the people who are involved are laboratories and researchers, people who is part of the university and part of the network. So all of these organizations are along the coastline right here in Baja California. And some of these laboratories, they've been here in the university for so many years, and they've been working for decades. What we do every time when we receive a call about stranding. So basically, we arrive to the place, we assess the problem. It is necessary, we collect the animals, we take them to under human care, always again with the authorities. So we also try to be focused and prevent the problem. So we are going out to the islands, and we have a periodically monitoring. And so basically we going out to the islands, assess the islands, see how many animals we have, how many new pups we have, and try to identify if we have sick animals or animals with entanglements. So we also collect samples and taking care of the animals in our facilities. This is something what we do on the rescue center, okay? Field response. Some days, sometimes some of the cases, it's not necessary to take them all the way to our facilities. If there is the case where we can assess these animals, taking care of them, and release them immediately, this is something what we prefer to do. And it's better for us, it's less expensive, and it's good for the animals. But there are some cases which are not easy, and we need to evaluate them, do some diagnosis, take some x-rays, ultrasounds, etc. If the animals need that, we need to take them to inside our rescue center, collect samples, assess them, and pass this through the people who are doing research. This is something where we are very focused. We like to rescue animals, making us feel very good, making us feel better. We have that commitment. But our main commitment, one of our goals is this, training people for prevention. So I'm working with tour operators, as we mentioned before, divers, authorities, universities, students, and local population. Any person who showing us some interest in the ocean and the wildlife, we train them. We train them not to be on top of the animals and helping them. We train them how they can report, how they can do something for these animals, and how we can prevent all of these strandings. In Baja California, we have so many types of marine mammals. For example, on Pinniped, we found this elephant seals, Californian sea lions, harbor seals. If we're talking about cetaceans, I like to show this kind of picture just to the people, to the audience. We have toothed whales and baleen whales, right? And this is the amount of species we can have here we can find here in Baja California. This place is unique for the people who are doing research, people who collect biopsies, taking pictures, and etc. So it's amazing. It's been amazing for years and years and generations. So we have a very charismatic animals around here in the Bay all year. So this is a few pictures of the charismatic animals, the ones that are around here. For this, I cannot leave out these gorgeous animals. They're fantastic. So I came here to say, okay, we're gonna do something with the marine mammals, but these little guys end up on my way. And I'm happy to take the challenge. So we also working with sea turtles. From the 7 species, 4 of them came to Baja California. Along the coastline, they nest and they come every year. So 4 of 7 species. This is for us. We feel very lucky, but it's a huge responsibility because these animals also end up entangled and then end up with some illness. So there are always a chance we end up with these animals in the rescue center. This is global, and we see these pictures and internet everywhere. This is global. Our human impact is bigger and bigger and bigger every single day. And this kind of pictures, this kind of footage becoming more, I don't want to say normal, but becoming more often on our screens. Marine debris is some of the issues and the biggest issues. So for example, some of these animals with a single line, the one you see on your left up on your screen, top left, that line can be there per month. If these animals are on the feeding ground, this is what happened. So the animals, they still eating with some pain, with some issue, but they still growing. So and little by little, that line cuts, and those animals can be like that per month or years. So our pollution, plastic bags, plastics, any kind of trash, if it end up in the ocean, it's gonna end up with some in contact with some animals, some negative human interactions. So the cases of this entanglement or the cases of the animals end up sick because of plastic, those cases are increasing a lot. On the rescue center, we also have aquatic response and rescue. So we have some responders. So we are able to go into the islands with the authorities and attend some of the animals. We are able to disentangle whales with the national network Raven and with the local authorities. So who are our responders? We have as every organization, including IWC and NOAA, we have levels, we have different levels, the people who are gonna be on the disentanglement, the people who are gonna be with the animals, depending on the case, and the people who are gonna just report. Also, we have great people around here. We have a great community for people who are coming seasonal from the neighbors from the States or neighbors from Canada. They came here with us in Mexico for 6 or 7 months, and they are part of our volunteers. And we really appreciate that a lot because they are great. They are part of the team, and we feel that. So this is more or less, I want to show you, I like to show you this picture. This is our aquatic response. And we mentioned before, right here, we are right here in La Paz, okay? And these are the thousands of kilometers. Cortez Sea and the Pacific. So our coverage, for example, we always are in La Paz City or La Paz Bay, and also the islands. The ones are in front of us. We don't count them there. We are 45 minutes away from them. But some days we need to attend animals more far away. For example, in Cabo San Lucas is the tip of Baja California Sur. We call that Finisterra. That's the last part of land on the peninsula of Baja California. And there is, for example, 185 kilometers away, which taking us about good 4.5 hours going there, picking up the animals and coming back. And it's a lot of gasoline and time. So we also attend Todos Santos. Todos Santos is right in between. So Todos Santos is also in the Pacific. We have another one in Magdalena Bay, for example. This is great, but Magdalena Bay is 300 kilometers north. We have also Lopez Mateos on the Pacific side. Lopez Mateos is fantastic. We can see great whales during the winter time, and also we can see there some elephant seals and sea lions sometimes. And so Lopez Mateos is 275 kilometers north. Loreto Bay is on the Gulf of California, so it's 360 kilometers north. Guerrero Negro, 780 kilometers. And San Felipe, which is the Vaquita Refuge. We're going a lot to the Vaquita Refuge, working with the ghost net removal team and also working with the community. I was there for 2 years. I make great friendship with all the local fisheries and the community. So right now it's basically a fishing town. So I'm teaching them how to attend the strandings, how they can report, and how we can prevent. So this is San Felipe, and last but not least, Ensenada, 1,400 kilometers north. So basically, so far in 2.5 years, this is our coverage area. So it is big. It is big. It is a huge compromise. So are a lot of places where not even roads. There are not even roads to go into the beach. So basically, it's we do the best that we can, supporting the authorities, and the authorities, they do the best that they can. So I'm gonna show some of the most recent cases here in La Paz. For example, right now on the footage, you can see some dwarf sperm whale, Cogiacima. So in a regular monitoring, we end up seeing far away a dolphin on the beach, and then we went there. We took the boat there closer, and then we found that it was a Cogiacima. Was a very, very unique opportunity for us to work with this live animal. So the way how we work with this Cogiacima is exactly the way how we work with a dolphin. So for me and my responders and the volunteers, it was the most fantastic opportunity to all of this group practice on the field. So we were able there to teaching them to practice and collect samples with this animal. So we collect, we do some swabs, we collect blood samples, we also collect blood samples and biopsies. We monitored the animal for a few hours, and then the animal was released after 4 hours on the operation. So this is part of the team. As you see, there is a captain, one boat captain, tour operator, and also the volunteers. So all the samples, they end up in the laboratory. What we looking for? You see DNA, toxins, and histology. So this is our goal. Our goal is rescue animals, but if we cannot rescue the animal, at least we're gonna take all the information that we can, and we are gonna just put that information on the table for the laboratories and for the people who are doing research. And then the people who are doing research with photographies, we share all those photographies with them, for all the footage. So this is something what we do. I know probably you are excited about this, all the community in California, because you guys, you know well this case about this beluga. We all end up excited when we saw the beluga in California, but also we end up asking ourselves like, why? What's going on? And then of course it was like, well, it was from the Navy. It is from here. What happened? Where is this beluga is coming from? So there's a good pictures. we received a call from Guerrero Negro, which is a few hundred kilometers up north, about this beluga. The first boots there was, they were CONAMP, is the protective areas, and PROFEPA. They went there, they received a call, they saw an animal floating in the lagunas, some white animal. So, and their surprise was, well, it's a beluga. They call, we start talking, and then we ask, do they keep the body on the laguna? And then that giving us time to drive all the way up to practice necropsy. Just to have an idea, drive my team all the way up there, it took me at least 10 or 11 hours. So we arrived next day, and unfortunately was bad because we cannot find the animal. But the good part on this, let's say, it wasn't a human impact, nor a boat strike or nets or a starving animal. So we were able to picking up some morphometrics, some tissues, and the important part is no human impact. So the question is, from where this animal, from where is it? It's from Alaska, from Russia. Where is this animal coming from? So we have the samples, and at some point those samples, they have to be run. So we don't give up. The first day we can find the animal. The second day we were like, okay, so what we're gonna do? So we start calling, and then everyone, let's check their pockets. So we're gonna rent an airplane, little airplane, at least for an hour, and we need to just picking up that that beluga. Of course, we went out, and then the authorities, the protective areas, and then some Sergio from Prima, which is a very prestigious laboratory in Mexico for marine mammals, Sergio Martinez, came with us, and the staff of the rescue center. So we do some aerial search. We spend hours. It was fantastic, see the view of the lagunas and everything there. And we enjoy every single minute on the plane, but we can find the animal. So you see from up there all the white caps. So was white caps everywhere because the weather, we call the norte, the weather was windy, was bad, a lot of fog in the mornings, and then from the airplane we can see just white caps, and then we cannot find the animal. So, but the good part on this is the CONAMP, they were able to collect the biopsy the night before. So they call us, and the biopsy is safe with us, and then we expecting in some point we were able to run all of the samples and have something else. Lorenzo Rojas is working on that. Also, Dr. Iran Rosales from MAPED. So we are excited, Sergio Martinez, we're excited. So at some point we're gonna know more about this animal. This is the way how they found the animal the first day. And so again, the body condition of the animal, knowing there wasn't a net around or a boat strike, so making us feel a little bit better. But unfortunately, we lost the animal. We weren't able to do the necropsy in situ. Okay, from there, I'm gonna move to long-term rehabilitation. Human interaction, negative human interaction is always there. The interaction with the fisheries for some of the species is increasing. So for example, this is Guadalupe fur seal. This species, we need to remember about 100 years ago, the people who were doing research, they talking like, we're gonna lose this species. It's just 30 or 40 left. And then little by little, the Guadalupe fur seal, there are more and more and more. They recover by themselves little by little. But guess what? From Guadalupe Island, they come into the mainland. Little by little, they arrive to close to Mazatlan, Jalisco, the center of the country. They arrived to Baja California, and they are not used to like the Californian sea lions and Guadalupe fur seals. They are very different. So the Guadalupe fur seal, they come wild. They never see humans, they never see nets. They see some opportunity with fish on the nets, and they end up entangled and with a super bad interaction with humans. So I'm picking up some of these animals here in Baja California with several damage. I'm sorry for this is too graphic, but several damage on the animals with fractures, different fractures on the cranium, on the rostrum, on the jaw. And these animals in a very, very bad conditions. So those are the long-term rehabilitations. So of course, we can working hard and have some progress with the animals. Not always we are able to make it, but we do our best every time when it's in our hands. These cases of human impact, I'm gonna show again another picture, which is kind of graphic. So I think it's also a responsibility to show this. This animal was alive, and that animal was so skinny, and then the animal was alive with a broken jaw, and it was alive for how many months or how many weeks in pain, and everything because something bad happens to him, something with humans happened to that animal. So right now I'm coming with these little creatures. Again, my cup of tea is marine mammals, but I love these guys now, and they take me. So we receive a lot of these little creatures in the rescue center, and then we have some intake and evaluation. So we take their weights, we take the morphometrics, and then some of them are fantastic, and some of them, they come in a very, very bad conditions. These animals are super resistant, but also some of them can make it. So right here we have some of the authorities. So basically, if they attend these rescues, if they are picking up these animals without us, it's completely fine. They drive all the way to the rescue center, and they are able to use those facilities because they are open for the animals, and we call our rescue center no denomination. So basically, we are open to collaborate with every single human and organization in pro of the wildlife. So saying like that, so this is always a pleasure to receive the authorities with us. So easy, we weight them, we never name them, we always have our records with numbers, and if that is the case, some days we pass some fluids, and then we make them feel comfortable. If they are able to release, we release them. Some animals are in special care. They come in a super bad conditions, and all the volunteers, they are fantastic volunteers. We cannot do anything without them. Basically, they do all the jobs. So all the volunteers there, they're working very hard, and they spend hours and hours, and they put all the love with these animals and make them eat. They baby them a lot until these animals, and so you can see the progress on them, and this is fantastic. Even with all the love and the patience and passion for all of these volunteers and people, some days we are not able to make it because the response is a little bit late. By the time when they arrive to the coastline, is because it's kind of late. We have some very happy cases like these ones. The authorities happy and celebrate by the time when we release the animals, and they go like this, just 3 fins, but still swimming. So this is something very unique, and are some proof of these guys, which is a point of no return. So we can't do much for them, just collect all the information for the researchers. We have a case like this one. This is amazing. This case was in Cabo San Lucas, and they report, like, oh, it wasn't a boat strike, and this animal is on the beach, and we put in the word and coming back to the beach and coming back to the beach and coming back to the beach. So they send us pictures, say, well, that injury, it looks a little old to me, but let's see what's going on. So they brought the animal, and then, of course, after the assessment, we saw that. So Dr. Connie Lopez, she did an ultrasound on the little girl, and then we found this. The only reason why this animal came out often and often and often because she wanted to lay. And then it was impossible for her because every time when she tried to lay, they dig in a hole, and the carpet can fit right there perfectly, so it was uncomfortable. Then on the rescue center, we use some oxytocin, which is a chemical. We help her to lay those eggs, and after that, well, she was more relaxed. We pass some fluids, and then we move on to fix that a little bit. The good thing, it was not damage on their organs, on the cavities, just on the carpus. So we use different kind of materials, fiberglass, carbon fiber, glue, any kind of material, epoxy. And at the very end of the so many hours, we use some epoxies, and we suggest we hold some part of carcasses with epoxy, and we keep this animal. We have her in the best condition, or the best that we can, and it looks like this at the end. And after that, I'm sorry, I don't know what to do right here. So after that, she went back to the ocean. So we tried to, or we hope to, she never coming back. Well, not never. She will coming back next year, probably in a couple of years. But it was in a bad condition, and we released this animal on the Pacific side, and we went back home with less pain, hope so. And then our authority is super excited, and it's one of the happy cases right here in the rescue center. So this one I want to show you right here. I don't know, you can see the arrow right here. We call this La Paz Bay. These are the islands. And right here, this is a sandbar. And this sandbar is something very difficult for the animals. It's been there forever, and the animals, they are able to go in and out, but some of them, they end up in a very difficult place. See right here, we see the sandbar. So right here is the channel, so we can come in here by boats, or right here is a very narrow, okay? But some days we end up with this, with whale sharks on the sandbars. They are fantastic, but they end up there. So on these cases, the key persons for this are the tour operators. These people, they are out there every day. They try to do their job. They are well organized, and they respect and love these whale sharks. And so they name them. They have all the researchers here. They have the photo ID. They know every single animal. So we attend this buoy. He was about 5 meters and more than 5,000 kilos, of course. So we use big ropes, more than 2 inches. So we have some techniques how we can tie them. We use some boats to tow them. So we tow this whale shark to the moor a little bit. He was in a shallow, so we tow him in a little, let's say, on a little, some kind of like a little pool right there in the sand. So we tow this whale shark there, and then we wait for the high tide, and then the night we were able to swim back home. But again, right here in this picture, the one on the left side of the screen, we can see some of their Doctora Denny Ramirez. She have a lot of reputation on research on the whale sharks, and all these girls who are tour operators, so they are guides, and they were there with us for hours and hours and hours with a cold water, working, try to push this whale shark to the shallow, to the deep waters. This is the way how we can just keep the rope in place. Again, I mentioned it was some rope, a couple of inches. We use 2 boats to tow this whale shark, and then again, the animal, he was able to swim free, and the high tide, was, let's say this operation was at 4 p.m. and then the high tide was at 10 p.m. in the night. So it's another happy case. Right here, another animal who ended up in the same with the same problem was an sperm whale. So with this one, this sperm whale ended up in the sandbar. So we were able to take this animal out of the sandbars, and then with the boats and some wave runner guide this animal all the way out to the bay. So for public in general, in Mexico is not allowed. They are protected by law. So nobody can be in the water with the large cetaceans to swim with them, swim free with them, or disentangle these animals or rescue them. So the only people who you are about to see in the water are the authorities. It was the CEMAR, Secretaría de Marina en Mexico, it's like at the Navy, and the Profepa people. We were part of the operation by the boat. We passed the techniques and the equipment we use on this animal. We use some cargo straps to don't hurt the animal, and also locate the straps in some very specific parts of this animal to don't compromise him more. So as you see, this animal ended up in the sandbar. So this is the way how we use boats, and the way how we can use those cargo straps away from the pectoral fins, from the eyes, and then easy to remove. And then as soon as the animal swim free, it was some disoriented, yeah, a little bit, and then he swam back to the bay. And after that, we basically we tried to take him out, and he swam to the sailboats. And then he waking up some people around there on the sailboats, and then after that, we were able to guide him out to the bay. And all the people who you see on the boats is the authorities, volunteers, the Red de Varamientos de la Paz, the network, Museo de la Ballena people, and it was a lot of people involved. And then this is one of the happy cases we have here. And this guy swim free back to the ocean. Our collaboration, Rescue Center collaborate with a lot, as I mentioned. We are open to collaborate with anybody who wants to take care of the animals. So MAPE, this laboratory is working with the fishermen a lot. And they do a lot of research on the islands in the Gulf of California and also in the Pacific. Right now, in this moment, they are in Rebellagigedo. The Rescue Center, we have 2 boats, one 27-foot boat, this fiberglass, we call this Pangas, is right now the mechanic. We try to make it nicer, and also one little dinghy. And this dinghy boat, we always share this little dinghy for research. In this moment, they are at Rebellagigedo Islands taking some biopsy samples and some footage. They take some aerial spatial, so they take morphometrics and etc. So this is very cool. This is great, and this is part of MAPE's job. I hope you enjoy this footage they have for us.
I'm watching it over here.
Never bad days with this kind of
Line's like
videos.
going in, he's standing up.
So
Sure.
we are members of the national network of RABEN, es Red de Asistencia a Ballenas Enmayadas. This is our team here in La Paz. Basically, the authorities, the volunteers again. So we have a refreshing course once per year. We have new members, new responders every year. And these are the cases we end up with here in La Paz. So basically gill nets. So different up in California are more like crab pots and just ropes. Right here, we end up with gill nets on the animals. So we remove them, we evaluate them, and we try to check with RABEN and with the authorities these nets, where they coming from, if they were in Mexico, they were in another place. Some animals arrive all the way to Mexico with some crab pots from Alaska, and well, you know, animals, they don't have borders, and so we remove this. This is something, the most typical cases here and everywhere in the coastline. The animals end up in the marinas. As you see, this one, lethargic, super skinny. It's a sick animal. So we talk to authorities. The Profepa says, okay, we are able, let's work together, let's pick up the animal and see if you guys can do something about it. It was obvious that this animal need some help. This animal, before we pick him up, he was swimming around the La Paz for almost a month until we have the permit to do it. So as soon as we receive the animal, so with subcutaneous fluids, we collect the blood samples, and next day we can see some signs of improvement. The animal, after a nice rest, we check that was in our facility. We were able to be picking up some feces around those samples at the laboratory. The animal looks way better after the first night. But the challenge was, okay, so this animal, according to the morphometrics, this animal, let's say it was 45 kilos, and our target was 65. So we end up like, okay, we need 20 more kilos of fish. Well, we need to feed this animal every day until she gained 20 more kilos. So we take that challenge. I really like to thank and mention every time when I can, these two gentlemen here and good friends. They are the veterinarians. They are always there for us. Roberto Sanchez from La Mar is the marine parks in Mexico, and Dr. Jaime Bernal. They have a lot of experience with marine mammals, so they always open their doors for us. We take the samples to them. They run the samples, and they always help us as a veterinarian. So they have a great compromise with us, a big compromise, and we are very thankful about having them part of our team. So these are the people who are the most important in our organizations, our volunteers, and the people who daily taking care of the animals. Sunday or Monday, they are there for them, and we are very thankful to have them with us. We're talking about diet, and we're talking about this animal need some food. So this is the way how we feed them. Okay, basically, with that kind of fish, we control diet, and then we know the amount of kilocalories per day. So the daily intake, and also we use some supplements, some vitamins. We use some, we call the CTAPs, so who are multivitamins. The National Marine Mammal Foundation donate for us. So this is fantastic. We we give our animals some vitamins, some food, and that helping us a lot and helping them to recover more easy. So this animal is the same animal, the one we saw laying on the ground, yeah, but now in the best conditions. Before the release, we need to just recheck and make sure if we are going to reintroduce the animal, we're not going to reintroduce an animal with something contagious for the rest of the colony. So we check this animal is clean, is nice and ready to going back home. Always is a challenge. Always is a challenge. We work with some small pups, and then we have those little dog kennels with plastic. But this animal, after 70 kilos, is no way for us to put that animal in there. So our volunteers and team, again, we wear hats every single day, different hats. So they wear hats as welders and plumbers and carpenters. So they create this little kennel. And then after that, we were able, this is the same sea lion now. I mean, perfect. You see the shape, the weight, everything ready. So we put a tag, and the tag says CRMBMEX. So basically, if you end up with this sea lion in California, so you will know this animal was before in Mexico, and then the rescue centers, we've been in touch, like, what happened with this animal? Why he was there? Why she were there? So we can share all the profile of that animal, all the information. So after that, so we are ready to go. So we were ready to take this sea lion to the island, and was super fun day. And all the volunteers and people, this video is kind of jumpy a little bit, but we were at the Espiritu Santo Island. We released that sea lion there. She was nice and healthy. And then was amazing to see that 7 a.m. in the morning, and then a bunch of males, they came to receiving her. They touched noses each other, and then she were able to going back to the adventure. So, okay, it's so fun, it's so fantastic, it's amazing to see these rescues, but that's not a solution. That's not a solution for us. Doing that is just a band-aid. It's a band-aid in the planet, it's a band-aid with the wildlife. That's not a solution. Our solution is this: we know our future generations, they need to be well educated. We need to be better every single year. And for education is no borders. Education is not a language. So that's why we are very focused on this. We are very focused on education and educate our new generation. So every time when we can, when we are able, so we teach kids about marine life. And so we are waiting. Someday soon, we are going to be able to going back to the schools, going back to the beach, and then keep working with the generations. Meantime, we're going to share this information through the screens as we are doing right now. And this is something very, very unique for us, and this is the most important. Authorities, researchers, volunteers are the people who make this possible. All the information, if we keep the information for footage, photographies, research in the desk, it will be on the desk for nothing. So we like to share immediately. We like to share on time, and the people we will be more informed. Again, I really like to thank the team, the people who make this possible. We cannot do anything without them. Doing a rescue is something very difficult, but it's impossible to do it without funding. So I think in this moment, every single organization, we are kind of a struggle, try to attend, try to do something for the environment, but it's difficult. So I really like to say, if you are able to visit us on our webpage and see the way how you can help in us and support rescue centers, and then if you cannot support in us, there are many more rescue centers who you can support, but just make sure everything going for these animals and this species. And I really like to thank you very much. And then please visit us, our rescue center webpage. for the volunteers, and also if you are able to donate to us, so it's more than welcome. Thank you very much.
Excellent, excellent job, Ricky. Thank you very, very much. And I encourage people to put questions into the chat room. And so I'm going to fire a couple of questions at you here that we already have. Great presentation. And that is, have you gotten results back on the beluga biopsy? Or is that still being processed in the lab?
It's still in process in the lab. They need to send this to a different country to process, and then we are waiting for. I know some of the samples are going to the States. In some point, Lorenzo Rojas is working on that. We do not have results yet of that beluga whale.
Okay, well, thank you.
The samples are secure.
Okay, thank you very much.
Yes.
Is there still a sea turtle sanctuary in Bahia de Los Angeles? And then if so, do you work with them?
I do not work with them in Bahia de Los Angeles. I don't know them personally, have a relationship with them yet, but I hope in some point I will able to do that. Our facility, we are working right now, have some satellite facilities, Bahia de Los Angeles, Loreto, Mac Bay, and up in Baja Norte, Ensenada.
Excellent. And a lot of people are just telling you great job, by the way. I told you I would read the questions for you out of the chat room, but open the chat room and see the kudos that you're getting, Ricky. You're getting some wonderful, wonderful kudos.
Thank you.
Another question, a couple of questions, and that is that with so much area to cover, I mean, you have to cover, like you said, from Ensenada to La Paz, etc. Are there multiple teams? I mean, what if something happens, then you need to be in the north and the south and the west at the same time?
Basically, this is our challenge. Just today, we were working with the people from California in the other side of the wall. They were on the beach, and another ones in Mexico, and they were reporting a little elephant seal. Then some people came in the Mexico side, like tried to push the sea lion back to the ocean, and then asking them if the people in the California side can picking up the animal and take it to a rescue center. So basically, when we have those kind of calls, we use the technology as we are right now.
Yeah.
We do video calls, and then we assess them through videos. And if there is the case of the government allowing us going all the way up there and picking up the sea lion or the elephant seal and bring him back to the rescue center, keep the animal for a few months, and then release the animal, we will do that. Again, this is the most difficult part because it costs a lot of fuel, a lot of time, and it costs money to do a rescue. So, but we are open to do that. And then, yes, we do some rescues by video calls.
Interesting. Oh, that's fascinating that we have that kind of technology.
Yeah.
Barb is and this is a really interesting. Barb is asking, did you notice any difference during COVID as far as more or less gill nets or more or less rescues? What's this year of COVID been like for you guys in terms of your interactions?
Well, still the same amount of rescues. It's less people out, less civilians out there. The gill nets still there. The amount of gill nets still there. So let's say right now, high percentage of the population around the world, they are kind of tight because you are able to go into the office and work on, or I mean, it's kind of difficult time for a lot of people around the world. So the same happens on the little fishing villages. So it's no job, it's no opportunity. So what's the only option? So just going out and take some fish home. So yes, the gill nets are there, still there. And it's difficult to measure the amount of gill nets on some hot spots in Baja California, let's say in the Vaquita Refuge or somewhere else, because it's less less monitoring, let's say it like that. So there's less authorities around the area.
Do you need to, another question was, do you need to have a separate permit for each individual rescue?
No, 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 no. The way how we work right now is it's a big paperwork to have all the permits, and we work straight with the authorities. So basically we picking up the phone and then we try to attend every rescue with Profepa. We never attend any rescue without them. We can be in the place and take video pictures or assess, keep the people away from the animals, and then secure the area, but they have to give us the green light to work with them. So it is difficult to have those permits. We're working with permits, and we do not have for every single animal. So basically it's under the Profepa scope, let's say.
And then toward the end, you had some phenomenal drone footage. Is that become part of your operation? Do you have a drone operator, or are you just fortunate that you have an enthusiastic volunteer or somebody? But I think that to tell your story, I mean, we're all finding the beauty of drone footage to give us such a better picture, but that was phenomenal. But is that on your team?
Yes, it is in our team. In our team is our great friend, Dr. Iram Rosales, who is doing a lot of research on big cetaceans. So he's a great drone pilot. So we are lucky to have him in the team. And we try to have that kind of footage every time when we do some rescues or release the animals. And that giving us a better picture. For example, I was talking about the sea lion. Unfortunately, my video was freezing a little bit, but I was talking about the sea lion when we released the animal. The only reason why we were able to see that animal immediately interact with males and then took off together was because of the drone footage. Same with sperm whale, same with every animal. So
Yeah, I
we
mean,
feel
all that, yeah,
super
that
lucky.
footage, that footage was phenomenal. Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, the sperm whale footage, the rescue of a big sperm whale, that was pretty impressive. What would you say is your biggest challenge right now?
Our bigger challenge is maintain open or rescues or the operation of the rescue center. It is our rescue centers along coastline for 30 years, which they have an instructors and volunteers and the operation is well done, and they have the experience. I've been very lucky with the National Mammal Foundation. They support us 100%. We were able to visit most of the rescue centers and take some experience picking up their brains and take some good feedbacks and then take some experience. But being in a one-man show is difficult. So, and this is our main challenge. Keep working hard, and founding the rescue center, I think is what we our main challenge. We have a good reputation right now with the fisheries. I really like to work with the community and with the fishermen. I think those are my key people, and I am very focused with them on teaching them how they can help us. So yeah, those are the challenges.
Well, very good. I think that in the interest of time, we've kind of gotten to the end of the questions anyway. I'm going to turn it back to Leanne and see if she wants to close out the meeting. Ricky, thank you very, very much. I'll let you know when the video is available.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Ricky.
I just want to point out lots of viewers are sending the messages, the fantastic presentation.
So Leanne, you broke up there terribly.
Thank you for sharing, and thank you for doing what you do. So I appreciate it too. And
Okay, Leanne, we're losing you here on our end. So I think, Jane, do you want to kind of take over there and thank Ricky as the other president?
I shall. Ricky, thank you so very, very much. We know your time is very important, and it's been fabulous to know you, to see what you have accomplished, and thank you so much. We hope to see you soon, whether here in San Diego or in Mexico. So please take care of yourself. On behalf of everyone, thank you.
Jane, thank you very much. I really appreciate since the first time when we met and then when you invite me to do talk in the scripts. I think that part when I saw Barb and Christina Mars from Foundation and everything, I think you and your team are a big part of this, what happens right now with the Rescue Center. Thank you very much.
Thank you, everyone. I think that's great. We have a meeting next month. So we got Barb Taylor on next month. So the second Wednesday night, put it on your calendar and we will see everybody then. Adios.